Hello, welcome to Northern Unity page with Princess Suru Widana coming to you live to say happy Sunday to everybody. This is just to play music, and then just anyone that want to talk to me, you can call my phone number at 233-54272-2350. The number again to call, let me put it in here. Anyone that want to call can call me. I was trying to put my phone number. I guess it's late now. Well, if I cannot do it, I'm glad to see that they are trying to change your date for what they cut out for SIM registration. Hey, join me. I'm drinking coffee. So today's video is just to tell Ghanaians that hang in there. Things will get better soon. Comes 2024. At least we learn our lesson that nobody, don't take people's word for it. When you have a good thing in front of you, appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna go to like music. I'm gonna play some music. Anyone that want to call in today, my phone line is open on WhatsApp. The number again is 233-54272-2350. The number again is 233-54272-2350. Again, thank you guys. You can call me on WhatsApp. Whatever you think about discussing, you can say whatever you want to say. And to be honest, today, my video today is to encourage Ghanaians that we need to have association, even though I know we have them, but we haven't got them to the point that youth have to start learning things, leadership skills, organizing community organizations and things. We need to find a way to form these groups, community groups. It's not about politics only. It's about women joining women groups. I would advise people to form these associations in your regions. The Young Youth Association, whether it's Young Women and Young Men Association, even if you come to like finding a wife or finding a husband, some of this association, you can find yourself finding a man from there. Whether it's about those that are out of the country or the continent of Africa trying to find a wife. If you guys have these associations, form the groups and create pages on social media. Today, the world, whether we like it or not, the world has reduced to a small global village, and you can see everything through your phone throughout the world. So it's important for us also use this to our benefit, to benefit our neighborhood, to benefit our villages, and benefit our communities. How do we do to get this benefit to start? Is to create associations. Hey, you can create an Upper West Ladies Association. It's an excellent standard you can do. Or it could be like Savannah Region Women Association. Youth. Let's do it like that and encourage each other. Whether it's about building these associations, to have groups, whether it's even about your school, you can discuss things on this platform. You can help one another on this platform. At times, they have people that will be looking for workers, whether it's nurses or teachers for foreign countries. We need to create these groups in a way that we don't send our kids out to the world by themselves to go work. As well, when you go to like the Arabian countries, we have so many African youth who are there working, and some find themselves not able to make any money because people is a word of someone a lie, and then they end up by leaving their country to go to a different foreign land and find themselves trapped at a foreign land. But if we create these associations in our regions and then go to the capital level in Accra, anyone that have agents, a travel agents, or is a recruitment agency who recruit young people to go to foreign lands to work, then these associations from all the regions hold those people accountable whether it's the Lebanese in Ghana, whether it's the Palestinians in Ghana, anyone that is in there having this recruiting groups, agency who recruit African children to go to foreign countries to work, the government have to hold these people accountable. Yes, we have to. You cannot allow some of these people to come into your countries and be doing this barbaric thing to the citizens of your country, whereby you gave them asylum to stay in your country, and we don't say they cannot stay there. They can stay and do whatever. We are all global citizens at this point, and we are all belong to each other. But when you allow refugees in your countries start misusing your citizens, mistreatment, and they will come into your countries, open these agencies, travel agencies, whether it's recruitment agencies for job abroad, and then you allow those people to abuse your citizens without holding them accountable. Whether it's your citizen goes somewhere and gets stuck over there, some are being killed, and the government is silent without saying anything. It's about time for the youth to take these things into your own hands. Form groups. And when the West come to the West, you take it to the capital to demand on Parliament to change rules. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Every citizen, country is supposed to protect you. Especially when it comes to recruitment agencies. We don't have jobs in Africa. The government can turn this thing into, to me, if you can make a Zongo minister for Zongo minister, you can make a minister for jobs abroad, for the youth employment minister, or whoever categories this thing fall into. We need to hold those people accountable to make sure your kids leave their native well and come back safe into the native well. Yes, we don't say that things cannot happen. But when citizens can no longer find jobs in their own native countries and decide to leave the country to go to different areas to go work, and then find themselves either being killed or being abused, and then nobody is coming to their rescue. My brothers and sisters, African government need to do better, whether it's Ghana or Kenya or Somalia, all those atrocities that you see, the black race are the only people that you always see suffering when it comes to some of these things. So the youth of every country in Africa, those that are venturing to the Arabian Peninsula for work, need to hold your government accountable. How do you do so? You do so by forming groups. Let's have association, young leadership associations in every region in Africa. And when you form this group, you hold, whether it's your treasurer, your secretary, your organizer, the chairman, whatever, to be responsible for every child that travel out of Ghana. When it comes to job recruitment in Ghana, every agency that has a job recruitment agency in Ghana has to be registered by the government. Every child that will leave Ghana for a foreign job need to be registered. Their returning is important. Whether they decided not to return on their own, that's okay. But when a government is sitting in your own country and let your citizen being abused left and right by foreigners who come in and deceive young women to be kept in captivity, whether they are turning them into prostitution ring, whether it's like they are kidnapping people. Today they think like, we don't have modern day slavery. It's going on today. It's going on today as we speak. We need to stand up to defend ourselves. Women, nobody can defend them by ourselves. Who suffer in this world most is women. Young ladies are always the victims of this child trafficking, whether it's about trafficking women from the African continent to the Arabian world to the Western world. It's all there. I don't believe that the government will turn the blind eye whereby your citizens are being maltreated and killed in foreign lands. So what's the duty of a government to your citizen? A duty of a government is to make sure your children, your citizens abroad and both homeland are comfortable. In case of any agency, your government is supposed to come out there to defend you. And what you're gonna do from now onwards, first of all, it's like we live in a third world, and then everything of the third world is always a third world issues. Whether you can call those that are ruling today the most educated people with their primitive mindset, is still going on in Africa, in Ghana. You call this elite, who are the elite, who are well educated, and yet their mindset is so primitive than the people that they call primitive people. If it's not this case, why is it that a driver's license, which is called in Ghana, Ghana ID, Ghana card, if it is not primitive way of this government thinking, why would this ID card become a temporary office that you can give people for a year or two and cut it off and say no citizens is allowed to get ID card? And number two, I don't know whether it's Esla also, who is the Minister of Information, or what is he's doing. First of all, Ghanaians, do you really care what Esla also is doing at this point? Someone that came and said on national television to tell Ghanaians that meaning they took back their country, whereby Ghana belonged to every Ghanaian. A lawyer, a so-called lawyer, who opened her mouth, who knows the rule of law, and couldn't have any etiquette on her to come out and sit on national platform to tell all Ghanaians that Yaji Yamai. Can you believe this? And then they put that particular person, I don't know whether she's the one, as a Minister of Information or whatever it's supposed to be, and you think the government can go the right way? First of all, if you put people there who care less about the citizens of Ghana to be in charge of the citizens, you see this poor service, unconsidered people, and then who doesn't give a damn about the citizens of Ghana to be doing what they are doing. Whatever we are saying, my brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers, and to my grandparents, let me let you know something. This particular government is nothing but to rip you guys off of everything that Ghana ever stand for. Number one, ID card is temporary in Ghana. ID card in everywhere in the world is never temporal. It's always merged with motor vehicle administration. It's not supposed to be temporary. I've never, you look at these things and you go like, do you know why they do all these things? We need to be honest. It's not because they don't know that the ID card is supposed to be permanent. They know. But for them to be able to steal money, they put these shenanigans in place, short term, and then when they come back, they will bring it back again and say, didn't you see, we did this when we were in power. We left, the whole thing was gone, and now we're bringing it back again. Do you think Akufo-Addo administration didn't know that no child left behind when it comes to the high school, free high school? Do you think they didn't know that it was going to collapse the country on bankruptcy? They know. These are well-educated people, especially when it comes to my brother, which is the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the most intelligent and well-read, educated when it comes to academics in Akufo-Addo administration is Bawumia. Yes, my brother is a well-learned person. Do you know, I'm so sad to see this bright man, to see this learned man who did economics. Do you know what economics is? Today, anyone that have issues with numbers, think someone that will study all the way to get economics degree, in PhD, in doctor degree in economics. It's not easy thing, but he was able to do it. The sad thing is like, this guy that could have become a bank, the World Bank governor, today destroy himself. This guy that could have find himself in United Nations to work for the whole world, find himself in Akufo-Addo government, and they make sure they destroy this guy from head to toe. And yet, we don't see anything wrong with that. And yet, we sit there, I always say, Northerners, we are our own enemies. Number one. I came and I was saying, why should Kevin Taylor say something about Manasseh Zuru or whatever, whether it's his face looking like Ayo or whatever. I have nothing against Kevin Taylor, and I love what he's doing. My thing is like, he's my brother. If I'm wrong for what I'm doing, I would love for him to call me out and say, hey, Princess Suri, what are you doing? Can you change this a little bit? Because where we live, if you didn't even have a law degree, but you watch Law in Order every day. As I sat here, I sat in a jury trial several times. As a citizen of America, that's my duty. And I do read law, I follow law. Anytime you get up in America to do anything, the number one thing is like, whether you go to law school or not, you have to obey by the law. And you learn the law to the best ability of your knowledge. Because number one, you don't sign anything in America without knowing what the content of that thing is. Number two, if you go out there and do something and someone is trying to corner you, you tell the people that I'm waiting to get a lawyer. If the police arrest you and you know you don't want to talk too much, you get a lawyer to represent you. All my life, and that's what I believe. Everybody was born to be somebody in this world. Even though I never completed my law school, even though I never went to complete medical school, but all my life as a child, 3 things that I always used to say I wanted to do was I'm going to live abroad at the age of 10. I always used to say that anyone that know me, you ask them, they will tell you this. Number 2, my major that when I was a little girl tried to talk was supposed to be law and medicine. But law is something that I always knew I was born in my DNA to become a lawyer. Maybe one day, inshallah, when my kids finish school, I'll try to go. People don't understand. Schooling is not cheap in America. When you have children and they have education, it's something that if you want your children to do the best of the best, you save money and make sure those children go to the best of the best school. Thank God, I have family members, whether it's my in-laws or whatever, who help my children. Bravo to these people for being there for their grandchildren. Whether it's my husband and I helping, we'll make sure our children become our first priority, not mine. Because at the age of 50 sitting here, there is no way I can go to law school and finish and have any office to work. Age in America go against you. Because if I go take $200,000 loan to go to school, by the time I finish, I won't be able to pay that $200,000 loan. And I cannot get free scholarship to go to school, whether my children did GPA 4.0 average and couldn't even get free education. Do you know why? They will say your family, your parents make too much money. And that's the reason why I couldn't finish. I started and I had to drop out. But let me tell you something. For those people that have law degree, as well as the Esla Osu, who is see, what people don't understand is that in this world, we have those that feel entitlement, even though God put us all in this planet, that they are entitled to something. And that's exactly this particular government of Ghana. They came in of entitlement of the resources of Ghana, the country, everything of Ghana is entitlement. Things doesn't work that way, my brothers and sisters. If we really want Ghana to go to where we want Ghana to get for all Ghanaians to benefit, the thing that we have to be doing is to call equality and unity in that country. You know, when the government come to rule and started putting your country on your ethnicity line, on your belonging line, your culture, whatever you belong to line, it became an issue for everybody to start crying. Whether it's about taking money out of the country, whether it's about the coronavirus, do you know there is no a time that Ghana government ever got money than this coronavirus time? the most money that ever come into the country from the Ghana independence time up to now, the newly independent Ghana, up to today, 2022, that we're sitting down. There's no a government who got loans than Akufo-Addo government. But you know what they did? The reality is that the private jet they are taking, what do you think they are taking private jet for? They are taking the private jet so that they can hide your money. Private jet come with private crew. The presidential jet come with Ghanaians crew. So if they take presidential jet, Ghanaian crew will be in there and they'll see what's going on. So they decide to rent a private jet so that they can take all your money out and hide it in European or offshore accounts. There were times, I'm calling all this, that a flight, money was seized. They seized money, one of the private plane from Ghana in Heathrow. I'm quoting this. Millions of pounds are sat right now in England, and they have to prove where the money come from due to money laundering. And if the people that were with this money cannot prove where this money is coming from, the money becomes English people money. It's no longer Ghana money. You see how primitive way of thinking Africans, some of our leaders still have? What I don't understand is that why is it that you guys are stealing and cannot turn around and put them in that country so that children can get jobs? You take the money out to Dubai, and now they don't go to Switzerland because so much money, African money, leaders' money that they stole from Africa is in Swiss banks, and they can never get the money back. Today, the new reality is Dubai. They are taking their money into Dubai. You see all the skyscrapers bombing everywhere in Dubai. All the new construction, everything they are doing. Where do you think the money is coming from? The money is coming from the continent of Africa. The leaders are stealing the money, taking it to over there to invest on those buildings. Because when they build a building for them, it becomes their whole shares. So that's where they are. The new reality that is facing Africa is steal money and take it to Dubai to invest over there. Other than that, why would Akufo-Addo government go to Dubai to lead the Burj Khalifa for thousands of dollars? The reality is like they don't give a damn about anybody in Ghana. They knew, number one, that the free SHS was going to be failing right away. They knew it wasn't going to work. But what did they do? The reality is like they say, yeah, let's go ahead and waste money so we can steal more money. Do you think they don't know the roads that are washed away in Ghana, whether it's the railways, the new highway construction, the pedestrian bridge that are washed away? Do you think they don't know it's going to wash away? They do. But that's the thing. It's waste of money. They try to waste your money. See, till Ghanaians, we have a way of changing our way of thinking. Till we start uniting as one, this waste will continue in Ghana. They will not stop. Do you know why? See all the things that President John Dramani did. When they came, they neglected all of it. Because if they were to be people that would do the right things, these are buildings that they took loans with interest to build. And some of them are growing to like weed everywhere, grass, and they don't care. What on earth would a country took a loan with a higher interest rate, and then when they change government, the new government will come, abandon all the things and go in for new things. And yet, the citizens of that country who are taxpayers paying these loans also decide to say, let's keep silent. Huh? I never see anything like that or hear anything like that. Let's keep silent. The only way you will keep silent is if you can make money and cut money. And meanwhile, we don't make money and we don't cut it. Even those people that make money and cut money, they can never sit in silence. Whereby this unnecessary spending continue. The pedestrian road bridge was washed away within 2 weeks of fixing it. The railways were washed away. The highway was washed away. If you look at this, and it's all laughable, even though it's so sad at the same time. You feel like, when can we wake up to realize that these leaders, majority of our leaders in the continent of Africa, have not the best interests of Africa? That's the reality. Because if it is not, why would they continue to waste money, unnecessary money that we don't even have? Whether it's about putting every child, I believe, in No Child Left Behind. But did they do it the right way? The answer is no, it wasn't done the right way. Yes, every child is supposed to have a high school diploma, at least to be able to write your name and read. Every child is entitled for that. Because, you know, it will come to the point that we don't have jobs, but you do your own thing, whether it's like going somewhere, whether it's like driving. Like I live in America, I drive. And anytime you drive, you have to read the signs to go anywhere you go. The place you go, you have to know what exit to get exit. So that's why every child don't left behind them was a good idea to begin with. But did they do it the right way? No, because they wanted to steal money. They make sure they waste taxpayers' money, knowing damn well that the No Child Left Behind was a failure from day one when they started. Ghanaians, it's nothing but simple equations. You guys have been taken for a ride, stealing. It's about time for us to stop this unnecessary waste and change the dynamics of politics in Ghana. Women, you are the backbone of every economy in this world. Without us, believe me, I respect my fathers, men. Without women, you cannot do it all. Without women, you cannot do it all. So women, if we want to change the dynamics of Ghana politics, it's time. Women to stand up in Ghana and demand the equality and demand unnecessary spending. We need to hold leadership accountable. From now, the damage is already done. Let's start from now to hold leadership accountable, not to divert money out of loans that was collected and start to put things in place in Ghana. When the government change position, they come and disappear everything like it doesn't matter whatever it is and go to start a new thing, and we kept quiet and sit and watch. But meanwhile, those loans that were taken, whether we like it or not, are continuing to be paid, while the projects never completed. Ghanaians, you sit, you talk, you come to say, oh, these people don't like this party. What the party got to do with unfinished businesses with loans that you are taking? It doesn't matter what it is. Ghanaians need to start holding these people accountable. That's why we need to form association in every region. Every child need to get together. Upper West Association, Northern Region Association, Savannah Region, Upper East, Central Region, Ashanti Region. We need to form this coalition and merge them together at the end of the day and unite as one group in Ghana to voice for Mother Ghana. If we don't come out with this things to hold people accountable, then unnecessary wasting in Ghana will continue to be wasted. Because it's like when you talk, it's always about you don't like the government. You don't like the government, or you're doing this and that. It's not about not liking the government. Do you think the Western world overnight got to where they are with unnecessary spending? No. If you try to model yourself after America or England, do the right things. When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans are doing. And if we're going to model ourselves after those countries, the reality is that we need to also walk the walk. You don't do the talk and cannot walk the walk. Because as we sit here, if we spend penny, you count for it. Imagine the poorest countries in the continent or in the globe. Today we take loans from the Western world and then turn around, bring them into the Western world to hide. And then you sit and say, oh, it's Europeans that don't make Africa to succeed, or they don't want Africa to succeed. Of course, if Europeans are watching the dumb-ass African leaders to be doing the dumb things they are doing, day in, day out, year in, year out, stealing and bringing it to hide, why on earth would they want Africa to succeed? Because the reality is, see, who want to leave their country, go into open seas, whereby they don't know how to swim, drowning, dying. The future of Africa are drowning in the Mediterranean seas, and nobody even care about that. It's because of failed leadership. It's because of our wicked leadership. It's because of our greedy leaders in Africa. It's so sad to see a promising continent, which our forefathers and mothers did miracles. Believe me, I always knew I have Egyptian blood in me, the Pharaoh's blood in me. From day one, Africans, every human being in this planet descended after Africa. We were once Africans just like you and I. And everybody left Africa to migrate out during the Ice Age. That does not mean that we are not the same people. Today, when people do racism, tribalism, and all this, I always believe that it's ignorance. If you are not ignorant and you are really enlightened, when they say enlightened, people think sitting in a classroom alone that enlighten you. Now, if that was to be the case, majority of your leaders sitting in Ghana today will be enlightened. Enlightenment is something that God enlighten you when you are humble and willing to consider your fellow human being as a human being like you. God will bless you with enlightenment, which is wisdom. When you start thinking about your fellow human being like yourself, God will bless you with those things. And in doing so, what do? Anything that you will do to someone will do to you and you don't like it. You don't do it to others. That's how leadership, you have to consider other people. When you start putting yourself out there that I have no equal, and my tribe is the only tribe, and they will come and sit on platform and be saying all unnecessary things that doesn't mean to say on platforms that anyone can see. When we start doing that, you plunging your country pretty much into civil war without knowing. Because at this point, all the damages that have been going on in Ghana, you don't know how many people are pregnant by all the rhetoric talk in Ghana, all the loose talk. People are so fed up with this loose talk. The day all these women and men will give birth is what we don't want. So, because to my brothers and sisters in Ghana, let's form association in every region. And do you know what the name to be? Let's put in to Rescue Mother Ghana. Rescue Mother Ghana groups. And you stay indefinitely in every region. And when the government comes and don't do what you guys want, Rescue Mother Ghana become a voice for Mother Ghana. From all the regions, we can stand together and say, yes, we speak for Mother Ghana, demonstrate in every corner. If the West come to the West, you take it to the capital. If the leaders are not listening, to demonstrate peacefully. But when you sit and say, it's not my business, when did it become your business? When it's in your bedroom? Today, you guys all are suffering. And the elite are enjoying, flying up and down, flying their kids out of the country. And do you know what? Who always suffered when the West of the West come? It's the poor. Because they already stole all your money and gone around with it. Who will be stuck there? It's those that have nowhere to go. And to make matters worse, to add injury to insult, this particular current government is going to change Ghanaian identity. That a Ghanaian is based on an ID card to be a Ghanaian. This is an insult to all Ghanaians. If you guys are not speaking, you are not speaking. But this, what can you speak? If someone come to deny you who you are and try to commit atrocity by saying that the only person that can call themselves Ghanaians is the ones that have Ghana card. My brothers and sisters, if this is not something that is work for every Ghanaian to stand up and speak against, what else can you speak against? If your ID card become your identity for citizenship, it's an insult to every Ghanaian, every corner of this planet. Let's rise up to condemn. ID card is supposed to be permanent. Every child, when they turn 16 or 15 in high school and start to learn to drive, or 18, you go to the driver's license office and get ID, because anyone under 18 is still a minor. If anything, they call your parent to come and get you by your parents' ID. For Ghanaians to sit in silence, whereby Esla also and their gang and the president of Ghana, Akufo-Addo, and the gang is taking Ghana, robbing Ghana, broad daylight, to tell Ghanaians that there is no Ghanaian citizen if you don't have an ID card. That's your birthright. ID card, fellow countrymen and women, this is barbaric and evil. Evil. Pure evil. If this is not evil, I don't know what you call evil. And then we'll sit there and say, oh, what and what? People go out, demand. There is no a country or a continent in this globe that citizen right is your birthright, is an ID. I never see that in any part of the world except in Ghana. This primitive way of Akufo-Addo administration trying to steal your elections over and over, and Ghanaians are not realizing that these people are not there for Ghanaians. They are there for themselves. Do you know all the cars that we're throwing into the trash belong to people that don't vote MPP? To people that don't discriminate. Those that they know when it comes to unity, they will unite together as one, are the cars that they thrown away. And first of all, when they start registering people, they did it in the southern sector first. Number two, coming out with this shenanigans that your ID card need to register, add your SIM card with your everything together. Yes, it's true. The world is no longer safe. Because of that, everywhere you go, when you get a number to call, they will put your name on it and your information. At least they know it's your number. Which was something, nothing was wrong with that. Because due to the point that these days criminal activities, whether it's fraud or scammers, is everywhere. If they were to be doing this SIM card registration, based on that, nobody has a problem with it. But when this particular Akufo-Addo government is using SIM registration to destroy the opposition, to destroy their opponents, to destroy people that don't believe in what they are doing in Ghana, they come after them, whether it's your business, whether it's everything that you are doing. Due to the point you link your business, your bank account, your SIM card, and they know who doesn't vote NDC, MPP or NDC. Then they come after the opposition party people. Anyone that don't agree with what they are doing, they make sure they collapse your businesses. It's happening in Ghana as we speak. Whether it's this current government destroying Ghanaian houses, people that struggle in their life to go build houses, and overnight, this government people are taking people land, destroying all the properties. We never seen anything like that. This is the first time in history that government came and would take matters in their own hand and destroy people's livelihood for their self-gain. Whether it's sharing the forest, you know, it's so Achimota Forest has been there for the longest. Akufo-Addo administration alone came and said no, because they knew they can never come to power for what they did to Ghanaians. Ghanaians will never forgive them. They give you guys ample opportunity because they know they can never come to power. They're sharing Achimota Forest among themselves. Ghanaians, all this propaganda, these things that people are doing in Ghana, this government, whether it's closing all those banks, thousands of jobs, your children's jobs, this government care less about Ghanaians. If they care about Ghanaians, knowing that at this point of time, at this day and age, we need jobs to survive. Say children to go to school, they go to school. And the few jobs that were at the banks for hundreds of people to work, Akufo-Addo government collapsed all the banks. Do you know how much money the banks need to survive? 9 billion Ghana cedis. These people, Akufo-Addo government, used 25 billion to liquidate the banks and put into their bank. I'm quoting this too. They say was that if they leave power, is the quote, There is no election that will ever run in Ghana without this current administration, with their inner crew, financing it when it comes to money-wise. They're going to hold Ghana a hostage, because if they don't even become president, but they're going to be calling the shot for all of us to be following. That was the manifesto that were leaked some time ago, including all this Good Evening Ghana, what about Dapo, Odom Ochre, or whatever, all those phony people who are out there fleecing Mother Ghana for their self-interest. You know, he will come and they created, oh, this one was planned so good. You know, if you fought for how many years to become a president, and then you came and no, this is my last, I will never come back again. And all the people that have been stealing, no, this is their last. Whatever they do, that will be it. And then they went out to bleed Ghana dry, to bleed Mother Ghana. And you sit and say, oh no, what and what and what. Akufo-Addo and his government is nothing by scamming the country Ghana and the people of Ghana. If that's not the case, how on earth will you put your people when it comes to coronavirus money? You guys make sure you fill hotels with your own people, MPP people, to give them money. And we need to hold these leaderships accountable. When the government come in place, yes, we know you give people that support you positions and people that donated money into your government positions. But when the government started to only use your people in your party to rule the country, it become a way of corruption. Because anyone that come in want to steal and get out. That's all that they've been doing. And do you know whoever did the writing was the former president of Ghana, Dr. Hilaire Liman. May he rest in peace. During the 31st coup, that Rawlings came and took over party, it was some of these things. I'm quoting this. I believe Hilaire Liman saved Ghana for atrocities from party members. Because let's not forget, during Hilaire Liman, Ugala was supposed to be the president. He did everything. But because Ugala went to political jail or something like that, when the time came, he couldn't be the president. And Hilaire Liman was not part of their party members. But he decided that this guy is well educated and can rule Ghana. They put Hilaire Liman in as a Ghanaian president, a flag bearer then. And when he became the president, all these Kube people were coming, taking this country for a ride. And anytime he's trying to say anything, they will say he is not even part of their party. It was due to the point that Ugala couldn't become the president that you get the presidency. So do you know what they did? Till the point that Ugala was leaving, the things were going right. Till Ugala was killed or whatever happened. In broad daylight, on April 1st, everybody thought it was April Fool joke. The guy was silent. And when that happened, these people came out, taking money left and right, doing whatever they want to do. And this president, late president, said, not in his watch. He made a coup for Rawlings to take over. I'm quoting this. And to save the nation. And he was able to save Ghana from atrocities. And that's what it's supposed to be. Anyone that care about the country will always make sure, even if you're going to lose, but you want the country to succeed. But when you have a bunch of thieves, bunch of highway robbers who are willing to deplete every resources Ghana have so that their generation upon generation can live wealthy, it becomes a problem. Today, you see so many people who fail miserable in life, fail miserable, and decide, some come as far as America, some Europe, Asia, and when they fail miserable, do you know what they did? They say, let's all go to Ghana to make money quick, become a politician. So everybody who failed dearly, miserable, is jumping into politics wagon. It comes to the point that you, the citizen of Ghana who lives in the country, need to ask yourself, who has our best interests? It's just like what people were saying during the 2020 election. Oh, and I was say school there, Akufo-Addo ne nkofo nyina ko school abrochire and nyama de omunia what and what. Some went as far as saying that John Mama went to school in Ghana. Why would you want someone that went to school in Ghana to take care of you than someone that went to school in abroad? That is our mindset that is not developed well to me, because it's common sense. Someone that sleep where you sleep, someone that went to school where you went to school, someone that attend the hostels that you attend is the one that will care about you, not the one that didn't feel what you feel. Someone that never walk in your shoes that you walk every day can never be related to you. That is a must. It's just common sense. When you guys were saying all these things, do you forget during the colonialism, during independence fight, it was the same Akufo-Addo family and father's circle friends who said Ghana was never ready for independence. We should take it slowly. And thanks to Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, and all the civil rights leaders, including Nkrumah. Nkrumah schooled in America, including Nkrumah, say, listen, we need to find a sovereign nation that a black person can go and feel at home. It's been overdue. So we're saying that we wait till Ghana is ready for independence from Akufo-Addo and his family. Those days, it was Nkrumah that said no, either now or never. We have suffering. A black nation, a black race have been suffering for the longest. And do you know why it was necessary to be Ghana? The first ship that took enslaved Africans that left the continent of Africa left from Ghana. About 20 people or so. So when the independence started in the sub-Saharan African countries, it was Ghana. And Nigeria, the British negotiate 10 years toward handover power solution to them. So they didn't have to make their own books. Do you know Ghana? British took everything because we kicked them out after independence, and they make sure they took everything with them. We have to start from scratch. And Nigeria was transitioned into independent. And the French kind of deal with the Francophone countries in African countries, right? That's why it's called Francophone. The African countries who were ruled by France realized if we don't do something, you cannot suppress people for the longest. It will be ugly. And then the Francophone kind of deal with the French, the French kind of deal with the Francophone Africans. That's how the Francophone countries gained independence, through Nkrumah and all the civil rights leaders. That's what we don't know and we always forget. And guess where? Where was Akufo-Addo? He was born then in England, enjoying with the whole inner circle, all those that went over there. So today, let me tell you, anybody that will sit there and let someone to come and be saying nonsense about the northerner or this and that, tell them they had free ride, free everything, money, everything, free houses in England from African money, from Ghana money. Any of us didn't get that free ride. And the most painful thing is that these people that are in Ghana, ruling Ghana today, Akufo-Addo and his government, had it made, silver spoon fed, with Ghana money from head to toe. Everything they have came from Ghana. And today, those people, including Bawumia father was a politician too. Today, those people that enjoy the finest thing of Ghana money, today is telling Ghanaian children they cannot inherit that. You hear me well? Those people that took Ghana money to make sure they are where they are today, enjoy the finest scholarships, everything, today is telling Ghanaian children that everything in Ghana is for sale. If you have money, you can buy it. If you don't have money, find somewhere and sit. It's sad. So when we watch these things, when I come to do these things, it's like I do them for educational purpose. It's my calling. My forefather created a kingdom, sacrificed everything in the name of peace. And then I sit here as a descendant of my forefather to talk about some of these things. Anything that affects humanity, affect all of us, whether it's in the continent of Africa or anywhere. Just look at the coronavirus. It spread like wildfire everywhere. So did everything. I have family members in Ghana. When things are no good, I send money to them. Some don't have anybody to send to them. And what would they do? That's the reason why I make videos, to talk to people. We cannot sit in silence when the rich people stole from the government. Tell me who is a Ghanaian today who became wealthy without stealing government money. Find the person, including Akufo-Addo, Kennedy Agyapong, and all of them. Kennedy Agyapong become wealthy today because of the work, the contract he got during Kufuor time. If he say we are lying, he should show what was his network before Kufuor time. So please, everything belongs to all of us. When you sit and say, no, we cannot, you can organize people. You can organize group. And you know, when it comes to voting, use your group to lobby the politicians. They say if you cannot change them, join them to benefit your communities. What you need to do is make these associations and use them to lobby. We need Northern Group, youth, association leaders. If it is school, let's group together. What we can do our own, we do. Those that we cannot do our own, the government do it. Everything has to be done peaceful. If you're going to be like an activist for civil rights, willing to stand up, you need to create a groups. Start from community organizations. Help your neighborhood. Make sure you enlightening the kids that under you. Make sure when they say enlightenment, it's not about money only. It's about talking to each other to understand like certain things are not meant to be in place, and certain things are meant to be in place. Today, those that benefited from Ghana money, when it comes to education, you name Bawumia Akufo-Addo and all the people in Akufo-Addo government benefited from the resources of Ghana. Today, the average child have nothing to show for. And then you say we shouldn't talk. Me sitting here, nobody can say I never spent a penny from Ghana government politician packet. So when I talk, I'm talking to what make me who I am. It was due to what my father and mother did, and my husband bringing me to America for me to be able to talk. And God does things in the way. If I were to be 10 years, 5 years old, and always used to tell people that I would live in a foreign land, it was a purpose that God wanted me to get here so I can do some of the things that I'm doing. Because he knows that where I was born is my destiny. But at the same time, I'm not privileged enough to be able to do these things in my native land. So God hand lifted me out of Ghana so that I can continue to do what I'm doing today. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. When I talk, I stand on my forefather footstep to talk. The Wudana the first, which is the first gate of Wa, who created the Wala kingdom, sacrificed everything in the name of peace. I sat here, I don't have much, but the little I have, whether it's my voice and my self-being, I will sacrifice it in the name of peace in Ghana and unity, equality, and let's stop wondering, what can we do? Voice your opinion. When you see that this government is taking Ghana for a ride, don't sit in silence. Because no matter what we do, people will say, oh, what can you do? These people are disappearing people. My dear brothers and sisters, no matter what we do, we're all going to die one day. At the end of the day, nobody is going to turn to a stone. That's included Akufo-Addo and all of them. They are all taking medicines. If they're going to turn to a stone, then why did the finance minister went for transplant? If they're going to turn to a stone, why is Akufo-Addo taking diabetes and tense medicines? I'm quoting all this. So please, let's hold these people accountable. And Ghanaians, the reason why you have to form association is to hold foreign citizens in Ghana who have agencies for recruitment of job abroad. Hold them accountable. When a child travel abroad from an agency and never show back in their native country, you hold that agency accountable. That's number one thing that is missing in Ghana. If the leaders care less, it's the citizens' duty to hold these people accountable. And that's why you should have association. When a child in your association disappears and you cannot find the person, you go to the agency that they recruited them from to hold them accountable. Your people are suffering in this world. Especially when you go to the Arabian Peninsula. What is going over there is so sad. When you go to the Iberian Peninsula, what African youth, the future leaders of Africa, are drowning in thousands in the Mediterranean seas to try to get into Europe. They are dying in numbers. Who want to get into a balloon or a tube on an open ocean to cross to a foreign land? It's desperate people that will do that. And in doing so, they are losing their life. And you see what? They don't even need to be desperate. For what Africa has, majority of these countries, continents in the world don't have half of what Africa has. And they are thriving so good. How come Africa that has everything cannot thrive? We don't have much. We have nothing. And yet every day the leaders will lie. And these people, the white people are taking everything. It's not white people, my brothers. Let's stop pointing the finger at the wrong side. Clean your house out. It's your own issue. It's nobody can come into your house to take things out if you don't allow them. Nobody can take anything out of you if you don't give it out. Stop being greedy, African leaders, and listen to your youth. Listen to the future of Africa and do the right thing. That's all that we call about. When you see children coming back, like disfigurement from whether it's like the Mediterranean, whatever they're going, and then you have the jobs agencies sitting in Ghana, in African countries, whether it's Kenya, Somalia, Ghana, you name it, everywhere, and your children are dying, whether they're putting a hot iron behind someone to abuse them or to kill them, whereby these agencies are sitting in your native countries and you cannot hold them responsible for your citizens being tortured in the hands of the people they send them to. It becomes wrong. You will need to voice our opinion when it comes to this matter. Because I don't see why an agency in my country will send me to my death and my native country. Leadership is quiet. Whatever kickbacks you guys are getting, it's about time for the citizen to take these things in your own hand, to form association and have these groups that will register. If a child left your association and travel and never come back, you go to the agency that registered them, hold them accountable. It's sad. Why are we the only people that are suffering in this world? You know, I'm being fortunate enough to travel the world. And the sad thing is that anywhere you go, the bottom of the bottom is always Africans. And you start asking yourself, why is it that God put us on this planet, make us the guardians of the planet? The resources of the planet is in our continent, majority of it. And yet, we the guardians of this planet, whereby every race came out of us, become the last. You start asking yourself, there were a time that somebody said something that Africa, I came across a video, the guy was from East Africa, saying that he felt Africans were never ready for independence. And I disagree with him. Africa ruled themselves for centuries. Europeans didn't give us independence. We had independence before. It was due to our negligence, due to our wickedness, due to our evil ways that Europeans were able to conquer Africa and rule it. Do you know why? Anyone that always feel like if I cannot have something, my friend or brother cannot have it, will always end up by being a loser. And that's what Africa becomes. Other than that, or what on earth for a people that rule and build pyramid in Egypt? No, let me tell you what people don't know. The pyramid in Egypt, the pharaohs, none of the pharaohs except the last ones were a white Egyptian or Arab. All the pharaohs just look like you and I. I have a bloodline from the Ramses. So I know where my mother line ran with the Khufus. So there's no African without a lineage into the Egyptian pharaohs. In the 1800s, Europeans took gypsies. There's a group of people, when you go to Spain, Portugal, Eastern Europe, that lives over there, left India thousands of years ago to settle in Europe. During the 1800s, these people became so many people, they were overwhelming, trying to take over Europe. And what they were doing, they do like handy jobs, which is fixing road, your tile, coming in your house, doing little things, and the majority were doing fortune telling. And they were nomadic. They didn't like to stay in town. They used wagons, horse and wagons. That's their houses and everything. And they call gypsy. They still have them today. When these people became problem for the European countries in the 1800s, and these people will always used to embellish how they descend from the pharaohs. Then the pharaohs were a big deal. And the archaeologists who went to dig, the Egyptologists then, knew if they say this Egyptian pharaohs were black people, nobody will give them money to go dig this artifact. So they decided to come out. The Nefertiti head was never the actual Nefertiti. It was the person that the archaeology that was digging there who invented the Nefertiti head to put it there. I'm pouring this. So this Egyptian that I'm telling you, I want to tell you where Egypt become this light skin as we see. You see, some of the Egyptians, they look no Arabs, they look no blacks, Europeans. These people came from Europe. The European government then decided to ship millions of gypsies into Egypt. And that's when they tried to take Egypt for European civilization. And when they realized they couldn't do it, how are you going to take Egypt for European civilizations when the archaeologists dig in the pharaoh's tombs, coming out with black things, and the writings, everything is there that you're going to translate? How are you going to steal it? You can't do it. So they realized, even though we brought these gypsies into Egypt, but there's no way we can change this dynamics. These pharaohs, our forefathers and mothers knew what was at stake. They make sure they left blackness in writing, blackness in their tombs. The artifacts, some of them were black things. Even at first, I remember I saw one Egypt where the manager of the antiquity or whatever they call it, saying like, oh, the pharaohs used to like the color black. That's what they painted. I'm like, see the lie. 20 years ago, my husband and I said we were watching something, and I saw it was this Egyptologist, archaeologist coming out to say the reason why, you have some of these things that look that Egypt were actually people that lived there were today modern day Turkey people that used to live in Egypt. That was a lie. And they come out with another one that, the Jewish people were not Africans. They were Europeans, which is a lie too. We have Jews in Europe and have Jewish in Africa. To my belief, I do believe that the poor is just like what's happening today in Africa. I believe the poor from the pharaohs decided to create their religion, which is what today Africa, we all believe in Judaism. Our forefathers all practice what Judaism is today. Whether it's sacrificing the chicken, cleansing yourself, that's all that our forefathers did. Other than that, how will I, a child that never know anything about Judaism, always used to believe I was born a Jew? How did I know that? And in 8 generations ago, my forefathers and mothers were Jewish people. And I told my husband 20 years ago, I said, listen, this thing that these people are saying, they will come back and rewrite history one day. And my husband said, what do you mean by saying that? I'm like, these portraits that they are saying what and what, they're going to find things that will link Africa and Judaism and Africa and pharaohs. This dynamic is going to change. Maybe God is helping you guys to do this thing, and the day of judgment, your great-grandparents will come and take their rightful place. That's what my belief is. Like, whatever we are going through in this world, whether it's the hostile situations, people don't want to see you because of your color, I do believe at the end of the day, if we're going to forfeit this, the next world will not forfeit from black people. I believe that. And the thing is that kingdoms rise and fall. Today, as I said here, we were the elite and what? You name it. If you go back to 1300s, my forefather generation is linked with Mansa Musa and the brother generation in Mali. So today, as you speak, if you go to Mali, to the archives, I never even knew this much. And when they were trying to destroy the only African museum in Mali during this ISIS thing, I was so sad. And then little did I know that my forefathers and mothers had the archives in there. The Widana the first come from that area to settle in war and create a kingdom. And those days, everybody was a warlord too. And the world has always been like that. But today, our modern day, we think if we are to be more enlightened, call those days people primitive, why are we also still behaving the primitive way when it comes to treating people better? Today, it's like you go to Ghana, everybody's suffering, and then you sit and think and go like, I can't get my head around it. Here is a president that will take one chair for a car, $80,000 car, a bodyguard, a driver to be guiding a chair. My brothers and sisters, how on earth would Africa get somewhere in life when you have a leader mindset that would be like this? How can Africa move forward when a leader can sit and a guy from a church will just show up and say, this is a church to sit anywhere you go in? How can that country move forward when you don't put God first? And yet, you claiming to build a church for who? Is it like a Coptic church? Or is it that the voodoo that you did, the blessing was to build a church so that the voodoo will disappear for what you did? My brothers and sisters, the Africans, we are not sitting with anything. We have few people that think well about Africa leadership-wise, and the majority of the people don't give a damn about Africa. It's just self-interest. They come to steal. I always say like, hey, can I be corrupted? I don't think so. I don't think so. When I come to Ghana, when I do things, it's not about my family. At times I don't even give my family anything. I feel like my family can get it. But those that don't have anybody to help them are who I help with my money. I don't have much. The little I have, I will share with someone that don't have much. And that's what is lacking on our leadership at this point. Akufo-Addo and his people don't care. They don't care. It's like you name it, wherever. How can we hold people accountable? Whether they give loans out for them to build construction, and then they will turn that money to build their mansions to stay in, and everybody is silent. You know, African, till the day we ourselves hold those people accountability wise to count for, till the day we hold them accountable, Africa will not go anywhere at this point, because we ourselves are part of the corruption. Whether it's like going to store or anything, office, and you don't want to go, oh, they're going to go give me this. You need to go there. Whether it's like Slows who come in to sit and say, we're taking our country back. Ghana belonged to every Ghanaian. During the newly independent, anyone that was in Ghana, whether you're from Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Benin, Sierra Leone, anywhere you are from, if you are in Ghana before independent, you are a Ghanaian. That's how they declared. Today, how come this government, who benefited from everything, is trying to rob Ghanaians out of their livelihood? Is trying to tell Ghanaians for years, almost 70 years, something that Ghanaians never heard in their life. You making this guy to come in and tell Ghanaians that no Ghanaian citizenship can fly without an ID. How can you reduce your country birth right to ID card? My brothers and sisters, it's part of the atrocities that are committed against Mother Africa on her own children's hands. So a particular Akufo-Addo said it is council accommodate. And I come preko. And then Procona can say young Kuno Preco. And a Sebi. Procona can say it's Castle Comedy was Castle Comedy. And there's Scana ne to so a comedy and Scano call him for. And a young Kumi Preco, and then call for no also by some be demonstrated. I put for also on human rights lawyer. I all value people, human rights, abuse not to be happening in Ghana today. Nini na happening in Ghana. What on earth will say Chroma, a nation, be reduce will birth right. Edocoma ID card. Minty be that our baby. Will birth right and no birth certificate. New man call for ye. Say I'm fata, I say now body ne be ya no ne kasa say I'm fata, I say munjai. Na this time a broso too much because new man mo ye enye fine and fata Ghanaians. And so because I'm from Hunti, almost on be identity card didn't mean replace you as your citizenship right, birthright. And one thing I say, SIM card registration or modern nam Ghana nam and yes she just to destroy or more opponents. Wow, when you NDC new MPP new, so most of vote MPP. No man you card at travel. Nkofo card bebre omodo akogu ewurom nyina omunim se nkofo na nyoma amodo ID card na omodo Ghana card na omodo tugu no omunyina ye NDC fo sebe kafreche ye nyina ya Ghanaians eye die ya because almost amount tissue and amount hu hwe to a ID card ntimi replace birth certificate die me tena ha esu nyina se wrong say Akufo-Addo government be declare Ghanaian citizenship right is based on ID card. Nepa say I'm fata. Yenjai nyansa krono ya moti Ghana ye no monjai. Enye fine. I come today because of this. Nothing, no human being on this planet will say a plastic is your identity. It's your birth right, it's birth certificate. Whether we like it or not. Whatever they are doing is ugly. And if it doesn't smell right, it's not good for anyone. So please, my countrymen and women, if you like what I'm doing, help me share my videos. Help me by joining the page. I'm doing it for all of us. Nobody is being paid. Nobody's paying me. I believe in Mother Ghana, and I believe in my forefather fight, and I'm standing behind my forefathers' footsteps throughout the north and the south, and mothers to talk about some of this issue that affect all of us. I come today because of that. Thank you.